Good afternoon, Benesh. This is our bridge design project. I'm Vance Tewin, and you'll hear from Johnny Reed a little later and Evan Zimmerman as well. For the roles, starting off, we have the Department of Transportation role, Mr. Johnny Reed. The Native Tribesman role, Jackson Howard. He is at a doctor's appointment today, so you won't see him. But for the Fish and Wildlife role, that is me, Vance Tewin. And the Hike and Bike Advocacy Group is Evan Zimmerman. So for the Department of Transportation, his whole concern, Johnny's concern, is making sure that people can safely cross that bridge in their cars and efficiently as well. And for the Native Tribes member, Jackson Howard, his whole concern was making sure that the piece of the land wasn't obstructed in any manner that would disrupt the natural environment. Playing off that, the Fish and Wildlife role, his concern is all about making sure that the animals can cross from one side of the bridge to the next in a safe manner underneath it, and making sure that no wildlife or fish are disrupted. And then for the Bike and Advocacy Group, Evan Zimmerman's main concern was making sure that people not in cars can easily get across that bridge in a safe manner. All right, so for the PACE Matrix overview. The PACE Matrix compares key components of the engineering design to each structure in order to form the best feasible design. So it's going to take criteria such as performance, acceptance, and cost into effect, and we're going to give them each scores, and at the very end it's going to compare every single score so we can get a better viewpoint of each design in comparison to one another, and so we can choose the best one. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Evan Zimmerman. He's going to take it from here.
So hello, my name is Evan Zimmerman, and I'm going to be going over some of the ratings that we did. So for your original bridge design, we gave it a rating. For constructability, we gave it a rating of 2. Maintenance of traffic, we gave it a rating of 4. Our geotechnical unknown management, we gave that one a rating of 2. Our hydraulic and hydrologic impact was a rating of 2. And our ecological connectivity was a rating of 4. The endangered species impact, we gave that a rating of 3. Our wetland impacts was a rating of 2. Spirit of place was a rating of 1. Public perception was a rating of 4. And our construction completion date is a rating of 5. And this is for y'all's original design. Here's a picture. It allowed for a smooth flow of traffic, quick construction, but it had large hydrological impact and negative impacts on spirit of place. Bridge design 1. So we went through this one and gave it our own ratings on how we thought that it would affect. So our constructability, we gave that one a rating of 3. Maintenance of traffic was also a rating of 3. Geotechnical unknown management was a rating of 3. Hydraulic and hydrologic impact is a rating of 3. And our ecological connectivity is a rating of 2. Our endangered species impact got a rating of 4. Wetland impact rating of 5. Spirit of place rating of 1. Public perception rating of 2. And construction completion date is a rating of 2 as well. We chose bridge design 2, and this is the rating that we gave it. We gave it a constructability of 3, a maintenance of traffic of 3, a geotechnical unknown management of 3, hydraulic and hydrologic impact of 4, and an ecological connectivity of 2. Endangered species impact was a rating of 3, wetland impact is a rating of 3, spirit of place is a rating of 2, public perception had a rating of 3, and construction completion date was a rating of 3, which is the highest bridge that we went through. Bridge design 3 had a few issues. Mainly, the main issues were with traffic maintenance and with ecological connectivity. It has a negative impact on spirit of place and local wetlands. It really damaged the local wetlands because there was 4 support beams that went into the ground, which was going to interrupt a lot more than some of the other designs that only had 2 or 3. The rating that we gave this one, we gave constructability, a rating of 3. Maintenance of traffic, a rating of 2. Geotechnical unknown management, a rating of 4. Hydraulic and hydrologic impact, a rating of 3. And ecological connectivity of 2. Endangered in species impact had a rating of 3. Wetland impact had a rating of 2. Spirit of place had a rating of 2. Public perception had a rating of 5. And construction completion date had a rating of 4. That's there we go. And our alternate 4 bridge lengths and configuration. At a constructability rating of 4, a maintenance of traffic of 3, a geotechnical unknown management of 2, a hydrologic impact of 4, and an ecological connectivity of 2. Endangered species impact had a rating of 3. Wetland impact had a rating of 3. Spirit of place had a rating of 3. Public perception had a rating of 3. And construction completion date rating of 4. And here's the analysis for Bridge 4. There was a lot of positives and negatives. This was the second bridge we would have chose if we didn't go with 2. The small form factor of the bridge allowed for easy constructability, and the small form factor also has minimal environmental impact. But there was no possibility for bears to cross under the bridge, and only 2 shafts create poor geotechnical management. I'm going to be passing this off to Johnny Reed now.
Hey, I'm Johnny Reed. We're going to talk about the individual aspects of our presentation. So for endangered species impact, we need to make sure it's going to be good for the animals to cross under each bridge. So having more separation pylons is going to make it easier for them to get through. As for the wetland impacts, since there's only 3 pillars, we're going to have the wetland be preserved more because there's going to be more structural stability for the water to pass through. As for the spirit of place, working with Raymond Jackson Howard, we've been able to find an effective solution that isn't going to cause such a large bridge. But because we have that 500-meter bridge, it is going to have a negative impact on spirit of place, but it's okay because this coupled with our public perception, since the bridge is very industrial looking, but it's also going to be very environmentally friendly in terms of its presentation, it's going to be fine and counteract that spirit of place. The completion date is a factor we have to consider because it's going to take a longer period of time for us to complete this project due to the larger bridge design. But ultimately, due to the constructability, we can take that risk. Because although the price of the bridge is ultimately very high, and due to the length of the bridge, it's going to take for a longer period of time for us to get through. But due to the final product, we believe it's going to be worth it to go through this process. As for maintenance of traffic, as the Department of Transportation, we believe it's going to be very effective as well, not only for the animals who cross under our bridge, but for our cars who have to traverse over the bridge. As for our geotechnical unknown management, due to more drilled shafts, we're going to make sure that we have more structural stability in terms of ground relation, which is going to be great for our project. So as for hydraulic and hydrological impact, our chosen bridge number 2 is ultimately the best in our eyes because we can keep the best comparison between that geotechnical impact as well as our hydraulic impact, which is going to keep an efficient way for our water to transport through the creek, which will also help out with that spirit of place because, as we know, the wetlands is very important to the Native American people. As for ecologic connectivity, our chosen bridge, although very long, is going to allow more animals to pass through, and whether it being suspended over the ground, we're not going to have the perception of the animals passing through negatively impact their day-to-day lives. So ultimately, Bridge 2 is the best for those couple of reasons. Having a bridge that is going to not only be structurally sound, but also positive for our wildlife and for people who reside in that place before Americans came, we're going to make sure that we A, have an efficient bridge, B, overall, don't disrupt the spirit of the land to an unhealthy extent, and longevity, this bridge is going to be around for generations to come, and we're not going to have any negative impacts coinciding with it. Thank you for your time, Benesh.